Alright class, so today I'm going to teach you the parts of a sailboat. So, it's very important to know the parts of your sailboat, just because, I don't know, say one of your friends mentions that you have a hole in your mainsail. Well, that would be very bad and you'd want to know what they're talking about. So, yeah, let's begin. So, we're going to start with the most important part of your sailboat probably, or part of any boat, I guess. It is the hull. The reason it's so important is because it is what makes your boat float. If your boat didn't float, that wouldn't be very good, your boat would sink, and everyone would be very sad. So, next off, there's a big metal pole that comes up from pretty much every sailboat, and what that does is it supports these two sails right here. Its job is very important. It keeps them nice and straight and tall, and that part of the boat is called the mast. So the mast is this big pole right from the bottom, right from the hull, all the way up to the top. So next, one of the things that your mast is holding up is your mainsail. The mainsail is extremely important because it provides most of the power to your sailboat. The reason is it catches so much wind because it's such a big sail. Picture a massive kite. That's going to fly so much better than if you have a little dinky kite that's like 10 centimeters big. That wouldn't fly very well. So yeah, the mainsail is nice and big, so it provides a lot of power to your boat. Next sail is the jib. Now the jib, it is also quite important. It's not quite as big as your mainsail, but it also catches quite a lot of wind and provides power to your boat. What the power to your boat does is it makes it go forward, and we'll talk about that a few years down the road in one of your further in your sailing career. So yeah, those are your two sails, mainsail and jib. Next off, we are going to talk about the boom. What that is this metal pole that comes out from your mast. So picture your mast as my arm right here. Your boom comes out just like this pen. And what that does is it provides a nice rigid structure to hold your sail nice and flat. Because if you didn't have a boom and a mast, your sail would just flop around and not really catch as much of that precious wind that propels your boat forward. So, yeah, the boom is quite important. One more thing about the boom is it moves back and forth to control which angle your mainsail is on. We'll get into that a little bit later down the road, but that's just another one of the things it does. So, next, we have up at the top of the mast here, so if you just follow the mast right up, there's this little flag-shaped thing. Now what that does is it's just like a flag pretty much. It shows you which way the wind is coming. So the direction that your flag is pointing, that's the direction that your wind is blowing. It's quite important to know which way your wind is blowing, so you know which way to point your boat to go upwind or how far to pull your sails in. All that very important stuff that we will talk about, like I said, further down the road. Next off, we have here, these two are sort of like a little set here. It's the tiller and tiller extension and the rudder. Now that is pretty much like the steering wheel and the wheels of, say, a car. Your rudder would be like the wheels because that's what actually turns, makes your car, or in this case boat, it actually puts it in the direction you want to go. Now, your tiller and tiller extension, that's like a steering wheel. So you move it back and forwards, or backwards and forwards, and that controls which way your rudder points, which therefore makes your boat turn in the right direction you want it to. So, next we have the centerboard. It's this little, it's sort of like the rudder except in the middle of the boat and it doesn't turn. It's quite important because it provides a nice stable, balanced boat. It keeps it nice and balanced, keeps it from tipping so you won't fall out as easily. And it's quite important. It also has to do with moving your boat forwards, but we will talk about that later. And this here is the tow line. The tow line is extremely important because say you're going out for a sail with your coaches and the Loch Ness Monster comes up. Well, your coaches are probably going to want to get you in pretty quick, and it might take a while to sail back, so you'll toss them your tow line and they will tie it onto their boat and pull you into they'll tow you into the docks with their motorboat. And that will keep you from being eaten by the Loch Ness Monster, I suppose. Or anything bad like that, say a storm comes up. Yeah, so that's quite important to have a tow line on there. next off, we have the hiking straps. Now, these two down here, they are not in this diagram of the boat. I couldn't draw them very easily, so I'm just going to explain to you what they are and their functions. So hiking straps, what they do is they're inside of the boat. They're in your little area that you sit. And what they do is they're right by your feet. So pretend I have a little strap right here. I'd put my feet under the strap and then I can lean backwards out of the boat without falling out. And that's quite important because then I can balance my boat and make sure it doesn't tip over. So yeah, the hiking straps are quite important. And yes, now we have the sprit pole. Now a sprit pole is on quite a few type of boats. There's Opties, I know they have it. What it is, it's for sort of rectangular shaped sails. What it is like a pole that comes out right out to the end of the nice square sail you have, and it's sort of like the boom. It'll keep it in the right proper shape. So yeah, that's quite important, just so your sail catches the full amount of wind. Awesome. So next we're going to move on. Oh, just one more thing quickly. This front part of the boat, that is the bow of the boat, and the back part, that is the stern. All right. So we'll talk about that later in this lesson. Actually, I just thought I'd mention it with the diagram. All right. Next up, starboard and port. Now you've probably heard people say starboard and port. Maybe some of the older kids heard them talk about it. So what they are, they're quite important. So I'll just give you a little example. Say this is the front of our boat right here. Starboard would be the right side of the boat, so it would be on this side, and port would be on the left. And these are the two colors that you think of when you hear starboard and port. Starboard is green, port is red. So we're going to play just a quick little game here. Jana, you want to come on up? And we have two little sticky notes here for you. This one is starboard, it's green, so you want to just place that on the side you think it would be. Nice, good job, that's correct. And then Marcia, you want to come up and place the port sticker or sticky note? Lovely. So here you have it. Starboard is on the right side of the boat, and port is on the left, pretending that your boat is facing that way. Excellent. So now we're going to play. We're just going to do a little activity, get you familiarized with the parts of the boat and where they're located. So I'll just grab the pieces here. All right, here we go. So if you want to, I want to just gather around in a little circle here. Marshall, want to come on in? So it's sort of like a little puzzle. These are your puzzle pieces. Oh, thanks, Marshall. So see, we have all the things we talked about. We have your mainsail, your hull, your jib, all these fancy things. So what we're going to do is we're going to take turns and place them somewhere on this board where you think they would go on the boat. So Marshall, why don't you give it a try? Place one of the pieces where you think it would go. The hull, nice choice. Yeah, pretty much. That's pretty much where the hull would go. All right, Cheryl, would you like to place? Oh, perfect. The mast. Nice job. That's pretty much exactly where the mast goes. Nice job. Jana, I want to give it a try. The tow line, excellent choice. Yeah, that's right where the tow line goes. Bang on. All right, Marshall, give it a try. Rudder, nice, perfect. That's right where that goes. That's good for steering, as you remember. The boom, excellent. Jana, centerboard. Oh yeah. Oh, can you guys remember? I'm not sure if I mentioned this. Do you guys know the other name for the centerboard? Marshall.
The dagger board?
Yeah, the dagger board. Now the difference is a dagger board you pull up, so it would be pulled up into your boat sort of like that, and with a centerboard it's sort of retracted in like that. You'll see it when you go and sail your boats later today. All right, now Cheryl, would you like to? Sorry, was it Marshall's turn? Yeah. Why don't you place the mainsail? Excellent. Yeah, so just so the sails are all on, I'm going to shift that down a little bit. But yeah, that's right where the mainsail goes. All right. I guess Janet or Cheryl, do you want to take a turn? The jib. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's pretty much right where the jib goes. Yeah. So, tiller and tiller extension. Excellent. That's right where that goes. And the wind indicator. Oh, it fell off. Oh well, not much room for it, but yeah, that's pretty much right where the wind indicator goes. So good job, guys. We got the puzzle put together. Excellent. Now we're going to play one last activity, last little bit in the lesson. So we're going to pretend that we are on a boat, and we all like being on boats, so this should be nice and fun for everybody. So pretend we're on a boat. This is the front of the boat. That is the back of the boat. Who can guess which side starboard is on? What one do you think, Marshall?
That
yeah,
side.
Exactly. When you're facing forwards, it's on the right side of your body. And I guess that means this would be port. So how the game works is I'm going to be back here, and I'm going to call out starboard, port, stern, or bow. And you guys, as a group, are going to, well, let's do some bunny hops all the way over to where it is. So say I called starboard, you're just going to do bunny hop, go over to starboard. Port, same thing, go over to port. Stern and bow. All right, so everyone want to stand up? Excellent. So let's play this game. Let's go starboard. Nice job, guys. Let's go port. Stern. Bow. Stern. Starboard. Port. Starboard. Port. Stern. Bow. Excellent. Alrighty, guys. So that concludes our nice lesson about the parts of a sailboat. Hopefully you'll all remember these. We'll go over it as we continue on through our few weeks we have here. One more thing. If you guys are curious about any of the parts, if you forget them at home, want to teach your parents or something like that, you can just search that up in your little manual you got at the beginning of the session, and it should have all your sailboat parts labeled in there. And yeah, something good to talk about at the dinner table. So yeah, all right. I guess that's it.